This video is not going to be a sad video. It's going to be one to celebrate the life of a person who believed in me, a person who motivated me, a person who pushed me, and a person who taught me a lot. He was my best friend, my right-hand man. He went by the name of Rob De Niro. I met Rob De Niro in about the year 2003, in which I was in a rap group. So my partner in the rap group brought me to Rob's house. At this time, we was paying for beats and demos and stuff like that. We were getting our feet wet. And as soon as Rob heard my voice, he wanted to meet me and he wanted to work with me. From day one, instantly, we kicked it. We became as tight as I don't know what. Became my right-hand man, my brother. Never charged me a penny to record. I spent a whole summer sleeping on his couch. Saw his older daughter, 6 months. Saw her grow to become a woman. I knew Rob for a very long time. And in that time span, I still call it a short time span because I feel like we have more memories to create. But God is in control. Me and Rob traveled from coast to coast doing shows. Me and Rob recorded a lot of music. If it was up to Rob, I'll have 57 albums right now. But because I was lazy with the pen, and every time I'll go to the crib to see Rob, he'll throw 5-10 beats at me. I couldn't keep up with him. Rob was very talented. Rob was hip-hop. Rob was a DJ, a rapper, a music producer, and a graffiti artist. A man with many talents. So, in his 5-year anniversary since he gave up his ghost, I just wanted to celebrate his life and let y'all know a little bit about my best friend and my brother. Me and Rob we created a lot of memories. To his last day here, to his last day with some consciousness, I FaceTime Rob. We talked about life. We talked about music. We talked about problems. But one thing Rob told me was how to become a good father. I learned from Rob. Rob used to make beats with his daughter in his hand or his son in his hands. He used to record me with his son and his daughter in his hands. Rob took anybody in, anybody that he thought was nice. Anybody who had talent, who he thought, could be pushed forward, Rob gave the chance to. Rob was a big dude, but he had a bigger heart. I'm brokenhearted about Rob's passing. But I'm happy that we spent that time together. And I was so close. I used to go to the crib every single day. Me and Rob would work. We bounce ideas. I used to love coming to Rob's crib with a whole song done. So I could spit my verses and he could be like, ooh, ah, oh. That's fire, son. Let's go in the booth. Let's record. We used to bother his wife now a lot. We used to put on almost every song. She used to be going to the kitchen to get some coffee and she ends up recording the hook. Yo, a lot of dope memories, man, with Rob, man. He was just special to me. And I couldn't let this day go by without paying my respects to a legend. A Harlem legend. A guy who took us all by the shoulders. Put us on his back. And he just kept everybody moving in the same direction, and that was just to win. Everything I did in the music industry, I felt like I made Rob proud. I can never forget, because of Rob, I got my first check. We did What was that? I was listening to the other day. We did something for. We did a soundtrack for Gangland. It was on the History Channel, and they gave Rob a check, and he told him split it in half. That check came in. I was hype. Rob never let me down, and Rob always looked out for me. When I wasn't working and I was just starting my rap career with Rob, he will order something and he will ask me first before he asks anybody else. Yo, I'm going to Steak and Hoagies. What's up? What you want? Rob used to come through with the Snapples because I love Snapples. But I created a lot of good memories with Rob. And it was a bond that second to none. Second to none. It was like I grew up with Rob, and Rob was from my same building or something, the way our bond was. Every time I spoke to Rob, I used to end with something that I used to say, Luha. It's like love ya. Like love ya. And I'm happy that every time I got off the phone with Rob, I tell him, Luha. And that was a message to him. Yo, I love you, man. I appreciate you. Because nobody believed in me like Rob did. When I went to 106 in Park, when I went to Universal, Rob came with me. When I went to all these type of meetings and all these shows, it was like a son looking at a father looking at his son proud. And in all my shows, when Rob was there, I would go all out. Rob was more like a father figure to me, but we was close in age. Rob looked out for me a lot. Rob wanted to see me on top. But with the little bit of time I had with Rob, more than 16 years, still a little bit of time, I showed Rob that I was going all out and I was representing him. I was always representing Rob De Niro. In the crib, once in a while, we used to just spit verses back and forth. And I remember Rob used to kick a rhyme for one of his mentors, a DJ that used to live around his hood. And he used to say, I hope you making music in the sky. And he used to say it with so much conviction, man. And so today, I tell Rob, I hope you producing for God. I hope you making music in the sky. Yo, bro, I love you forever, man. Salute to you. Keep shining bright. Keep flying high. Not only that, but when Rob passed, 28 days later, his little brother passed. So I always have his mother and his family in my prayers. It was just a crazy time for the family, but God got y'all no matter what. And just know that Rob is scratching or producing somewhere in the heavens. With that being said, yo, Rob, you already know what it is, man. Thank you so much for the memories. And on your 5th year since you passed through, you gave up your ghost, man. We here thinking about you and celebrating your legacy, brother. So with that being said, Luha, peace and love. All y'all out there, don't forget to tell the people that you love them before it's too late. Luha, go in peace.
Of course, on the CD, and his voice stood out to me, and I felt like I really wanted to work with him. And at the time, I wasn't even, where I'm at now, production-wise. I was learning myself, but I knew that me and him would have a good chemistry, and we did. And here we are, over 10 years later, with his band. Like, it's crazy. But I told him that this was gonna happen. And he could contest to that. I told him all this shit was gonna happen.
I kept trying, kept failing, game plan, kept changing, dreams fading, started hesitating, couldn't deal with the agitation, it only led to the aggravation of not having